Welcome to the Flower City, Brampton, Ontario, the site of the 2026 Canadian Ultimate Championships Masters Edition. Theo Wan and Nate Crane bringing you the action. It's mixed division taking center stage here. A quarterfinal between Ottawa, Cranky, and Dinner at 4 from the Bowmanville/Durham region area. Both of these teams had really battled to get here, and now we get the quarterfinal showcase, one step closer to deciding a champion. Nate, what are you looking forward to out here?
I mean, yeah, both these teams having fantastic tournaments so far. Both have only dropped one game. Both teams losing to Big Cat and the Kittens, who I think a lot of people would say is the favorites coming into this tournament. So solid results for them so far. And now these two teams playing for a spot in the semifinals. Obviously, Cranky coming from the Ottawa region, looking very, very organized. And Dinner at 4 come from the Durham region. They're missing a few big names for their team, some of the captains, leadership for their team. So they're looking for people to step up in this game, fill those slots, and put up a good performance here.
And before the first poll goes up, we have to acknowledge that the city of Brampton is located on the traditional territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit, Haudenosaunee and Wendat Nations. Cranky going left to right on your screen in the dark jerseys. Dinner at 4 in the white. So let's see how Dinner at 4 responds with their O-line with some of those pieces like you mentioned, like LP Blouin missing, Bill Westlake, Chrissy Baxter, another player, and that's a first throw turnover for Dinner at 4. They're going to have to get it back on defense here. Lance Blackstock, a new addition to this Cranky side, set to pick up. Got a lot of dynamic throws. See what he can conjure up for this D-line. Now in the hands of Hugh Podmore. Back to Blackstock. Oh, nice inside fade. Now it's back to Blackstock once more.
That inside shot's working right now for Blackstock.
Avery Michaels now gets
and some
basically
contact.
tackled by Mike Ryerbeck.
And the wind just picking up a little bit this morning. It was very, very calm and still. Now it's breezing just a bit.
Blackstock, he's moving it quickly there. Can it be tracked down? Oh, so close for Alex McHugh. And so one turnover each. Mentioned the wind perhaps will play a factor in this game as it continues to slightly gust. Bryce Zimney now. Some discussion.
And the call on the field, and player with the disc saying that Blackstock wasn't close enough to start initiating a stall count, and Blackstock is asking the observer if he can start counting stalls as long as the countdown has concluded from the observer himself. Player has to pick up the disc in a certain amount of time. If they don't, then this count can start.
You have Josh Drury and Christopher Witt. Christopher Witt being the near side observer to the call right now.
And it's going to be coming in at 1 here. Fast count call is resolved.
This is the 3 seed and the 8 seed of this tournament. Stacia Jones can't bring that one in. Travis Davidson quickly walks to it. Finds Blackstock. Surveying, looking for options. Podmore bursting out of the stack onto the open side for the goal. And it's a break for the Ottawa outfit.
And red zone turnovers in their own end zone, an issue there as the reset pass just out of the reach for Stacia Jones.
So what will Dinner at 4 do? They have a coach, Colin Young, on this team. But like you said, be remiss if we didn't talk about some of the pieces missing, right? And so where are other people going to fit in? That's going to be the real question.
Right, and so I think that's going to be the name of the game for the first few points for Dinner at 4 is figuring out who is slotting into what positions on O and D. We got, some information pregame about who's going to be playing O, who's going to be playing D, but I mean, that could very well change, especially when you're a team that's missing some key people. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. It is a man matching point, so 4 men alongside 3 women.
And Podmore remains on the field for this Cranky side. So Coach Pascal Michaud deciding to play Podmore, who just got the goal for the first break and score of the game, is back out on the pitch for Ottawa.
Yeah, and immediately we're seeing a change with Fagan not being on the field.
Yeah, it's
For
Robitaille
Durant four.
instead right now to Brandon Lusty. Lusty rocking the Sunny G's and putting this flick out. Looking for Clint Rietsma, but it's Kelsey Chari giving up a few inches, but gets the block.
Yeah, it's a great D. It's great positioning and great timing on the jump.
Chari now finds Calvin Weeb. Weeb a little reset. Now it's back to Chari, who just got the block. Podmore back to Chari. Chari now being told to throw the disc into the end zone, and he'll listen. It's McHugh, who was on the last point as well, on the doorstep of another break for Cranky. Needs some help. Almost there was Dowling Smout, Ian Dowling Smout. But it's Podmore up to the task. Podmore trying to bend it around Rietsma. He does just that, giving Chari the bookends.
And it looked like almost a miscue on that OI shot that led to the goal line reception. But, I mean, right space, right time for Cranky, and they've opened up a quick 2-0 lead.
This is a team that they told us before the game has had a strong season. They came third at Jazz Fest. They won the Okua, which is the Ottawa Carleton Ultimate Association Masters Grand Masters tournament. They went 3-1 at regionals. Certainly got a lot of reps in, and they're battle tested right now, and felt like really their biggest test so far has been that Big Cats game that you referenced earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the team that everyone's sort of gunning for, if we're being honest. They are on the other side of the bracket of this quarterfinals round. So, I mean, all eyes on them as they go forward. But right now, Cranky just focused on trying to run a break train for the third time here. And for dinner at 4, hoping to right the ship. It's Jones back out there, and Fagan, as mentioned, she wasn't playing the last 0 point. She's back out here now as the center handler. She was the first time out.
They did say they have like an O slanted pot or even an O line, so they elected not to put that O line on a second point in a row. So we'll see if that continues to happen, what decisions they will make.
And that's sort of been their tournament. They've rolled lines basically this whole tournament.
Even scoring too, you mentioned, right?
Even playing time and even scoring. If you look at their score sheet, there's a lot of people with 1, 2, 3 goals, and the same with assists. So it's great to see everyone's getting involved, and obviously they're in the quarterfinals by rolling lines.
Elliott, will this throw work out? Some pressure there from Ainsley Shannon, or excuse me, Heather Wallace.
And we have a stoppage here. There's a call. And the call is retracted. Believe it was an initial foul call, but then it was retracted. That was Joe Rietsma, the intended receiver.
And Heather Wallace making the play there. Andy Lee now finds Weeb, and Weeb just with a stone cold drop at midfield. Gives it some more room for dinner at 4 to work with. Ryerback, Zimney. He's trying to go the other direction, the other way of the field. A big throw, finding Joe Rietsma.
I mean, that's a great throw. That's crossfield OI, and great cut from the cutter downfield, just running a 7 slant to the front cone and put there on a platter.
Rietsma, 6 goals coming into this game. So you talk about some balanced scoring, 6 goals being one of the top numbers on the squad. So they will definitely use her in that deep space.
Yeah, and on the other side, for Cranky Gauthier with 10 goals leading the team coming into the contest today, and the next closest is 6 goals. So you can see there's a bit of a gap there, whereas, dinner at 4, there's, Elliott with 7, Rietsma, like you mentioned, with 6, Fagan with 5. So it's sort of up and down the roster contributing on the score sheet.
Normie Gauthier leading the team with 10 goals.
And women matching point here, so a pull going to be coming up from Molly Douglas. And great pull. It's a bit of a cross breeze right now. Pull lands just shy of the brick mark.
Perry centering to Rachel Young. And this throw goes up, but it's taken away by Dinner at 4. And now it's Taylor Loss. Hoffing, Matt Hoffing now. Getting a touch, his first of the game. And this first throw is going to settle into the turf, so another opportunity for this O-line for Ottawa.
Yeah, it's a miscue. He thought his handler was going to slash her across the front, but she was sort of setting up for a bail in the backfield.
Perry. Couturier now. And he zips it forward to Gauthier. Two rookies linking up right now. And they've added a lot of firepower. That throw did not have a chance. We saw McCaughey, he's waving. I don't know if he's doing no fly zone, but he didn't really make a play on that. I think he's just saying it was out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, Couturier, sort of the primary engine for this team, 6 goals, 13 assists coming into the game. So a lot of offense running through him, but maybe there it was an attempt at maybe too much offense running through him there.
He played for Still, won a national title with them last season in the Open Division at this tournament. Taylor Lost, I haven't seen him on the field for a long time. Played for McMaster. He's out there, number 93 in white. And a great grab from Amanda Zimney now. And they're living on the edge.
Another nice grab and a call, and a shoe has come off.
Yeah, a boot on the field. The bright yellow cleats there.
Just 2 great grabs in a row. That was Robitaille, the last one there, number 20. Making that stellar grab. Tight defense from Young.
If you're the Dinner at 4 fans watching, you kind of want to settle things down a little bit. Hoffing has lost, going deep.
And contact call. And then a turnover.
That's one of those things where it just kind of disrupts your flow a little bit, right? You have the throwing motion. Perry looking for Couturier. Can McGaughey get there? He can't. It's a goal for number 5 from Cranky. And the big throw from Brian Perry.
Yeah, and you could tell that, Hoffing was just sort of knocked off stride there a little bit. He looked, a little bit exasperated with the contact that came through and then into the throwaway. So you're right. I mean, just it can knock you off stride enough.
And that's why the contact call is in place, because I don't know if you remember this even a few years ago now with the new rule set, but you would have to call a foul and play would actually come to a halt.
Yeah, with the contact call, play can just continue. Obviously, if you call a foul, you can choose to stop the game, but contact is just something that's there to reset the stall count typically when it happens in live time. But a bit of a longer point there, some exchanges, some stop and go. So, I mean, Dinner at 4, they're right there, but you can tell the defense is hunting for those cuts coming under.
So you're saying that the Durham region team, they should maybe look to open it up a little bit in the deep space, right? Because a lot of their throws have been underneath.
Yeah, a lot of the throws have been underneath. There's been, one that went downfield and it was a great D. I believe it was from Shari. But if they can get themselves into a power position, then really would love to see them open up.
Bryce Zimney now got the ball for Durham. He's going to take it on the sideline. He's got in a high stall situation, finding Jones. Jones looking for a reset immediately.
It's just tight in the backfield.
Ryerbeck had to come back for that one. He's going with a visionary flick to the same side, but it does not work for him.
He didn't turn it. He turned his wrist over too much. It went OI, same third like that. It's got to be IO so it can land right nice in the lap of Jones.
Wallace. Podmore coming out, Rietzma, or Zimney, excuse me, trying to make a play. Great grab there from McHugh. And then a bobble and then an eventual drop by Podmore. Fagan. Finding Rietzma, that's Joe Rietzma. Getting a reset to Ryerbeck. A little lefty backhand, he's got that in his bag as he moves downfield. Bryce Zimney looking into the end zone. Count that, another good goal for dinner at 4. Rietsma on the reception. The same two linking up once again.
Yeah, and honestly, I like that look. They have some tall players on this dinner at 4 team, and if you can find them, and even if it's just a couple inches of a mismatch, then I say you try and take it.
Energy kind of, we were coming off a game in the first round, or that we did, rewind, dial up, where the energy was a little bit higher, especially from that rewind team. It seems kind of quiet right now. You wouldn't know it's a quarterfinal, Nate.
Yeah, and I think if you're honest, sometimes the team talk for a team that's, has a lack of personnel, 7 players missing for dinner at 4, is sometimes you say to players, don't worry as much about sidelining because we're so tired coming off the field, trying to catch your breath. So wonder if that was part of it for them, which, honestly, I can completely understand. It is a hot day here. The breeze is nice. It cools things down a little bit, but it is hot, especially on this turf.
Jeff Elliott set to pull, previously playing for Backdraft. See if any of those fans in the audience know that name, Backdraft. That's an old school mixed team there. Now it's payday out in that region of Ontario. Perry looking for Martins Kirkwood. Ian Diaz trying to make a play. There's going to be a foul called. IDS, we're going to call him, is going to not contest the foul.
Yep. I like that tight defense, though. You got to protect those slashes that pull play and try and disrupt. I mean, they did, but through a foul.
Gauthier, resetting to Cedric Lebrecht, getting one of his first looks. He's another person that they've remarked as a big addition for this team, playing for out in the senior circuit. But it's a block there from Jeff Elliott coming through. And then one block deserves another. Lebrecht gets it back for his team. And he's going for bookends. And he'll do just that. Perry, second assist. Lebrecht gets on the board.
Yeah, the space just clogged up the line there, and it was, low stall counts there for Molly Douglas with the throw. Would like to see her just pump that off, maybe look reset. But want to call out the D by Elliott to get them in that position. They've been throwing some poaches in off the reset handler to try and disrupt things, and I like that. I think they're going to be in a situation where they need to make every defensive play count. And so like to see them just mixing up their defense, try and throw in some looks that maybe Cranky isn't going to see coming.
We have seen 4 straight holds, Nathan, or Nate. Nathan, the formal name, so. Nate, 4 straight holds, 2 from each side, but none of them have been clean. So there have been turnovers. The D-lines have had chances.
Exactly, and I think it's going to come down to efficiency in this game. I think that, obviously don't want to, continue talking about the same thing, but for dinner at 4, they need to make those chances count. Right? They can't afford themselves to get too deep in a hole in this game because they might not have the legs come 60 minutes into this game to try and make a push.
You got to stay with them the whole time is what Nate, my partner in crime here, is suggesting. A roller pull here. See that more usually in the semi-professional leagues, but here they're going to go with the roller pull.
Short pull, but will be on the sideline.
Sam Lee set to mark here. Fagan resets it to Zimney. Zimney has the 2 assists for this dinner at 4 side. Darren Gray now. Resetting it back to number 67, Bryce Zimney. Zimney looking to the end zone. And Michael's providing some coverage, and you know who the target was. It was going to be Joe Rietsma.
Yeah, they like her chances in the end zone if you can get the disc for her. But again, that's that OI shot fading a little bit too hard.
Acto working with Travis Davidson now. And it's Weeb getting some more D-line minutes here. Resets to Blackstock, Cranky at the brick mark. All cuts really going under right now.
Yeah, a lot of undercuts. They haven't really looked deep a ton, but they're fine with that. These quick passes, this give-go, small ball ultimate.
Blackstock telling the players to spread here. Chari, nice little 7 cut from Blackstock. He's running the offense. Davidson now, as they've moved to the opposing brick mark, and a pick call will halt action momentarily.
end zone call, so we'll see what the offense is going to set up. Typically, an end zone involves a vertical stack.
Michaels. Blackstock on the run. He's going to reverse the field back to the middle. Michaels keeps it moving. Weeb. Couple of fakes from the double sixes. Back to Blackstock. Blackstock around to Davidson. And he's pumped up. A little fist pump from Lance Blackstock. Why not? They're up 5-2.
Yeah, it's clean offense there. You know, Blackstock obviously generating really that point. Some great cuts, some sevens to get free. And then the around shots are just a bit too easy right now.
This is a Cranky team that, hey, last year they had a lot of expectations. They came 8th. The year before, they were 4th. And so they're continuing to be in that top 8 conversation, certainly hunting for more in 2026.
For sure. And I mean, some rookies on this team coming in, trying to help, you know, provide reinforcements, but also replacements as well, right?
Remy Babot was 3rd in points last year overall in the tournament. They have no Ainsley Shannon or Kyle Cantel, and both of them had over 15 points each. So certainly you have to replace that production, and I feel like Gauthier and Couturier, Lebreche have really helped that.
Yeah, Blackstock as well for that point, really just running things there. And he's back out there again, Theo.
Yeah, they're sensing it. Podmore's played a lot of minutes as well. And so Wallace being a key D-line piece. Same thing with Alex McHugh. So how will Dinner at 4 respond here?
Yeah, great pull.
This is the line that has not scored yet, going left to right on the screen. Lusty now. Elliott power position.
Those power positions that I really want to see them take advantage of.
Not bobbled by Douglas. Almost had a chance at the second effort, but hope she's okay.
Yeah, I might have caught her in the nose.
Blackstock going with the visionary around. McHugh ruled not in just yet. Will shovel it forward to Podmore. And it's pouring right now for Cranky. That's 3 in a row.
Yeah, great grab by McHugh there on the end zone line. That outstretched right arm, and we're going to see a timeout here. Dinner at 4. I like this call by Coach Colin Young.
Yeah, they need the timeout right now, trying to settle things down. They're going to take a breather. We're going to do the same and be right back. Timeout done and dusted here. As Dinner at 4 back on the field, so is Cranky. They're up by a 6-2 scoreline. 4 breaks already in the first half for the Ottawa group. This is a mixed quarterfinal here at the 2026 Canadian Ultimate Championships Masters. Theo Nate Crane bringing you this great game so far. And what does Dinner at 4 need to do on offense to get back in, or even defense? What do they need to do?
Yeah, I want to see Rietsma get more involved, or I want to see Dinner at 4 involve her more. She is, coming in as the top scoring women matching player with 6 goals, and she has one. But really want to see them try and stretch the field out a little bit more.
Wire back now. The 2 goals have been Bryce Zimney to Joe Rietsma, as Travis Davidson coming off the field, looking like perhaps Hugh Podmore going to come in as a replacement. And that is the change they're going to make. Number 14, Hugh Podmore, coming in.
And also we'll see Fagan here.
Fagan surveying, finding Zimney. Rietsma trying to go on the under, but looked off.
No one in the backfield right now. And call. And it's going to be a foul, no contest. So stall count will reset to 1.
One with the foul call instead of the contact. Jones, that throw a little too zippy for her. It's coming in hot. It's like a 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
That's too bad. It was a good cut coming in, spreading the field out to the opposite sideline.
Calvin Weeb, he's getting a lot of touches for this D-line, Nate.
Absolutely.
Working on that underside. Podmore now. Michaels sticking through. Dumps it off to Andy Lee. Back to Michaels. The pick called.
I really like that play from Michaels. Just, again, she grabs it and looks instantly to whether she can dribble and play small ball with her teammate. This is, another rookie coming into this team. So instant impact for her.
And she plays her senior club ultimate with Local 613, which is out of the Kingston area. So not playing with King Bear, a Kingston-based team. Playing with the Ottawa side right now with Cranky.
Yeah, and Local in the senior division having a fantastic season, right? So a lot of upside on that team, and obviously a lot of upside here. Cranky up 6-2 in this game.
Couple fakes from Michaels, and another pick. More stop and go here. Feels like some stop and go traffic on the 401 right now.
Yeah, it's just cutters sort of crossing in front of each other, and that leads to a drop in the backfield. So break for Dinner at 4 here.
It's sometimes that break and flow, right? You're just in a flow state, then all of a sudden you get these calls and it stops you.
Yeah, it can really halt the momentum. And honestly, I feel like that really favors Dinner at 4, this sort of stop and start.
Especially with the shorter roster, as you've already had talked about. Wallace getting the hands for a block as Podmore picks it up. Centering it to the aforementioned Wallace. Wallace with a pump fake. Michaels coming out of the stack. Just getting a lot of passes here and dumps a backhand over to Weeb. Electing not to go with the flick. Podmore. It's back to who else but Michaels. Rietsma on the mark. Big around from Michaels. Lee over to Acto. Weeb is quite open. Does receive the disc now. Wallace bursting to the open side, and it's another break for Ottawa. 66-21 if you're keeping track at home. That's a Weeb to Wallace.
Yeah, it's great flow after the turnover that they earned back. And right now it just seems like Cranky super comfortable throwing either side of the field. Break side, open side, doesn't matter. As we inch closer to halftime here, 7-2.
Yeah, if you're Dinner at 4 right now, you just want to see a couple, use a basketball analogy, a couple of balls go in the basket here. Just get a hold and then see if you can notch a break here. Nate, I gotta say this to the fans at home. Nate, you and I used to do some basketball broadcasts, so I had to do a basketball reference out here.
Yeah, we've been doing this, you and I, a number of years for sure. As is Matt Hoffing for Dinner at 4 calling the set play. We'll see what he has drawn up.
He's playing for Durham Payday this season, a team that will make their way to Surrey later in August. A couple players on this team, including Joe Rietzma on that Payday squad. LP Bluan, a player who is not here, is also on that roster.
And pull just out of bounds. One out of bounds beyond the brick mark, so it'll come back up. And here is Hoffing, center handler, who called the play. We'll see what we're looking at. Vert Stack.
Yeah, I'm going to sense a deep look off the start here. It's a split and send, and that pick will halt the momentum that IDS had going deep.
Yeah, and it occurred because there was a player late coming out of the stack towards this close side. And so Dowling Smout had to run through people, and then it led to the pick. So still going to air it out, though.
They're going to throw it nonetheless. And a big bump from Chari on Dowling Smout. I don't think this is going to be contested. But looks like there will be some discussion.
Yeah,
Player's not mic'd up, but I don't know if you could hear that on the broadcast, but he's very clearly saying he disagrees with the diagnosis there from Chari on what he did on the potential foul call.
Yeah, we are sat on the opposite side of the field, but did look like there was some contact there. This is a situation where maybe do the players go to the observers? We'll see. And the foul call is upheld. It was indeed a foul, and from my perspective, it looked like the right call.
Yeah, I agree. And normally I try not to give my opinion, Nate, but there I think it was a very clear foul. Yeah. A clear push out the back. I know Chari gave it up a few inches there, but
yeah, and you don't realize that sometimes it doesn't take much to actually knock a player when they're in midair quite far. So
tough throw, navigating the tightrope, but Taylor Atkinson getting there. And so that's a big point. Talk about balls going in the basket. That's one. Let's see if they can get a break now before half.
That's a great grab, just coming down. That's tight coverage on the sideline. Bit of contact on the way down, but nice hands just to reel it in.
I think they might be powering up a line here. Let's see. Because Lusty I've seen go left to right more on the screen for Dinner at 4, and he's on the field right now. So perhaps they're adding some more throwing that he can provide. Standard O group for Cranky.
Yeah, biggest thing, I mean, first is that Dinner at 4's got to earn a D. And then they got to have, the poise to punch it in. But we have seen some long points, some back and forth drops, throwaways on either side, Ds on either side. So just looking for it to benefit Dinner at 4 at 1 point.
Calling out their assignments as Kyle McCaughey ready to pull. 10 assists, 3 goals last year at Nationals. Been a player I've seen many years on this Dinner at 4 side. Lebreche. Little split stack look. Let's go Trouillet now. One more over to Martins Kirkwood. Looking for Gauthier. Too high. But another receiver is there. That's Katie Too Good.
Yeah, lots of height on Too Good and able to reach that one. That was over the head of the initial intended target. And another pick call here, Theo.
We saw a lot of pick calls going the other way, but now at this point we also see more of that stop and go. Martins Kirkwood. He's sending it back to Perry. Perry been key in the backfield. You see his left arm as well having some brace on it. But he's a righty, so he's okay, good to go. Couturier. Throwing it down to their leading scorer. That's Noemi Gauthier, and that will take us to half.
Yeah, and that's a great throw first around the mark with the backhand. We talked about their ability to throw around the mark, and then just so much speed, just gunning it up line. Like you said, 10 goals coming into this contest, so she's adding to her tally here again. As we hit halftime with Cranky in firm control, and we'll take a short break and be right back here with you in sunny Brampton, Ontario.
Fresh off the halftime break here. Cranky from Ottawa up 8-3 on Dinner at 4 from the Durham region in Ontario. Theo Wan, Nate Crane, 2026 Canadian Nationals, Masters, Brampton, Ontario. All the information you need to know. Nate, we talked about it in the first half. What do you want to see from Durham to get back in?
I think Durham has shown some really good things. I think they have the ability to throw and go. I think they have the ability to hit, some 20-plus yard passes, but I think it starts with the consistency. And, I mean, credit to Cranky, they're not making the lives easy, right? Especially in the backfield. The handler reset is really, really tough, and every single cut under is going to be contested. So you have to run through every single disc.
1 minute to the game starts. Going to allow us to thank our sponsors, Be Ultimate Discraft and Experience Brampton. Discover everything the city has to offer at experiencebrampton.ca, your one-stop online resource for the best in arts, culture, entertainment, dining, shopping, and local experience. We'll throw sports in there. We're out here doing some sports on in Brampton. Make the most of your time in this vibrant and diverse city and start planning your Brampton experience today. We talked about it before, Nate, but we have been to this venue many a time, and it's been a good one.
Many a time, and yes, great facility. I mean, not just for Ultimate, a lot of sports happening here, but we're,
there's a splash pad out here. There's
something for everyone. If we're being completely honest, there's something for everyone. So yeah, happy to be back here and on these fields, the Ashley Lawrence field to be exact.
I didn't even know that. Where is that sign?
There's a sign around the corner there. The other one is the on field number 1, which is the other live stream, no commentary but video only. It's the Kadisha Buchanan field.
I don't think anyone else knew that, because I definitely did not know that.
Some honoring of some Canadian soccer legends.
All right, we like that. I did see the Cassie Campbell rec center nearby as well.
That's right.
Turning our eyes back to the action on the pitch here. Perry on the reset, guarded by Matt Hoffing. Labreche. Sending it back to Perry here. Gauthier now. A little throw and go action as Gauthier thought about another one. This flick's gonna hang. Couturier elevates.
Great grab from Couturier, and Gauthier was streaking deep. She wanted it back.
Michaels, I think everyone on the O-line has touched a disc right now for Cranky. Gauthier coming hard to the open side. Continuing over to Perry, who has to lay out but can't keep it upon the ground contact. And we've seen the left arm already in a brace, and he landed on that. So I'm hoping he is okay right now, Brian Perry.
Yeah, instantly came up and took himself off the field. So, I mean, obviously popped up quickly, which is a good sign, but
I think he knew right away something wasn't right.
Like you said, that left side, and that's sort of what he's feeling right now. So hopefully he's okay. It is a turnover. Great effort on that up line.
Matt Landry, will come in his stead.
And pick called. Stoppage as we resume.
Off they go with some vision, but it's caught, not a Callahan. And Landry coming on for the sub, and he'll collect the goal from Rachel Young.
And right now, I'm trying to figure out exactly who the intended target was, because it looked like he maybe wanted to go front of the stack with that around, not the reset handler. And reset handler just, I'm kind of in no man's land there, and it's just easy pickings for Cranky.
And you had a chance, right? You're starting on defense out of half, and you got to make something happen, but not able to bring that home. Was Dinner at 4, so they're now back on offense here.
Back on offense. We'll see what their set play looks like. There's been, a couple of miscues on the set play that have led. There's been a lot of picks in this game from both teams, let's be clear, but, want to see a clean O set off the hop for Dinner at 4. They've looked into some vertical stack options.
Blackstock still out here for this D-line. Was a key orchestrator there in the first half.
It took quite a number of points off sort of towards the latter stages of that first half. So back out on the field, just trying to stay warm.
Gray spinning around. Finds Wireback. Wireback has Bryce Zimney, but Jones was also coming into the area, so he had to clear out. Fagan. Great effort there from Zimney. Wanted to see if he was going to complete the catch. Holding my breath. And he was almost there.
Yeah, he got a hand to it, didn't he? And just couldn't squeeze the fingers on top of it. But yeah, nice put out there from Fagan.
Blackstock resets to Podmore. That's a little too easy of a reset right now if you're dinner at 4. McHugh around back to Wallace. Wallace looks awfully shaken the head. You are covered. Sam Lee now. A pick is called, and I think this throw will go back.
Pick called, and it did affect.
Hey, that's a respectful discussion. Hey, I'm not challenging your call. I'm just asking.
Yeah, it did affect the play. So player Zimney for dinner at 4 felt she had a chance at the disc had she not been impeded.
Blackstock.
High throw.
Inside of that. That is too high, even for Podmore, who can get up. Gray. The double threes looking towards the end zone, but Lee swats it away, turning around the last second to the cheers of the Cranky sideline.
Yeah, a great play from Lee. Took a bit of body after the play was over, but yeah, great job spinning around. I throw there was just a little bit of hesitation there from Gray before he put it up, and it led to the ability for the defender Lee to get back in position.
Blackstock, this inside a little easier, just lower in the airspace. Blackstock, he's out on the move right now. Can't keep his hat on straight.
Nice
Perhaps
tee.
too fast. As Fagan getting involved. Bryce Zimney now. Wallace was closing in. And makes it back up for that throwing error just a throw ago.
Yeah, great recovery on that.
Podmore working with Blackstock. Blackstock is not stopping. He keeps going. Now over to Andy Lee. Sam Lee now. Very open Podmore. Podmore back out of the open side.
Yeah, a great find there. Just wide open in the end zone was Actel, Kate Actel.
A break now, and it's 3 straight, including the point they had to take half. They're at 4. Their body language not looking so great, but I understand the scoreline the way it is. Let's see if they could continue to rattle some things off here. As Nate, you got some scores to update the fans.
We have some scores to update. Other quarterfinals happening, across the mixed division. So Big Cat and the Kittens playing against Rogue Hippos from out west. They're up 10-7. It was 8-4 in favor of Big Cat at half, and 10-7 now. And Golden Age up 9-4 on Flamand Rose. And then FY Ultimate and Rewind FY is up 8-3. So inter-Vancouver matchup there between those two clubs.
And the only upset currently is Golden Age. They took a 1-point loss on University FY in pool play. They're coming out of that power pool bracket, whereas Flamand Rose did the 1v1 crossover, which not inconsequential, but it was just for seeding.
Yep,
That's what Cranky lost as well. And that throw is not going to help the dinner at 4 cause from Robitaille. Too low for Rietsma. And Wallace back on the field, so was Podmore. So Cranky really dialing up some personnel, multiple points in a row. Podmore. Big fakes on Taylor, loss. That inside throw, we thought about it, then let up at the last second.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then once he stopped up, I thought, should I have gone to ground there? I mean, maybe, but yeah, a bit of an errant throw, and he wasn't the intended receiver. And it was a better mark there from Los. you know, just forcing the issue on that tougher inside throw.
Kahi looking for Douglas. Douglas is sure-handed.
Yeah, great spot.
Rietsma picking it up. Back to Douglas. Now it's Robitaille getting a touch in. Inside to Taylor Loss. Taylor Loss going around for Rietsma, but the diving Podmore perhaps causing some distraction, shielding perhaps the field of view as well.
That's a great inside throw from Robitaille to open up that space there from Los. Just not able to connect on the final throw.
Nice throw from Wallace to Chari. No one going deep though until Podmore streaking into that area, but lost in coverage. Wallace, couple more fakes. One of the many players who have played Crank in the past. That's the mixed team. I like the team names evolving from each other. Crank, then you got Cranky. Wallace putting up this backhand to Podmore, but I don't think Podmore knew that was going up.
Yeah, it looked the wrong way initially, so definitely seemed like he wasn't expecting it. And these players are tired. You can see Podmore's put in a shift. He's been all over the field.
And he's on the last point too, right? Certainly feeling it right now. It's number 14.
Touch on the mark.
But Douglas is there once more. Robitaille. Putting the backhand, and they almost hit the observer there.
Yeah, Rietsma there couldn't get to it. Mark just shy of midfield.
Tim Ambery now, previously coaching Stella, the Ottawa women's team. He's picking up, finds Chari. Podmore still churning yards, but lost with the right hand.
Yeah, great D just staying engaged there. I mean, it's been a good matchup there, Loss and Podmore. And foul called off the disc in the reset space, and there was a bit of contact there. It was Weeb just preventing him from going upfield.
I think Brandon Lussey taking an exception of that. No contest there from double sixes Calvin Weeb. Lusty now. Finding Douglas. Douglas been getting a lot of touches here on this point. There's been three turnovers apiece. Coming through is Lindsay Fish. That flick will find the hands of Rietsma. Not sure if he was the target, but he'll get it anyways. Robitaille.
Great flow right now from Dinner at 4.
Lusty. He's going to go with the hammer. Woo! It's hammer time. And that's a goal for Durham.
I mean, that was beautiful, Theo. I mean, we started, if you remember, we started all the way in the opposite corner. And then it came down all the way to the close side and then back across again. So that's just great Frisbee. Some upline shots, some inside shots, and leading to a score. And
the hammer not letting down Brandon Lusty right there as he gets the 4th point for Dinner at 4.
And sometimes when you're chasing the game a little bit, you end up playing a little bit more freely because
what do you have to lose at this point?
You have a big comeback ahead of you, and so you're playing free. You know, you see a chance to score, whatever throw you need to throw to get it, you're going to take it. So that's exactly what Lusty did right there.
This offensive line for Cranky, they've had 3 chances. They've got 3 holds. So certainly you want to see Dinner at 4 provide a little more pressure here in the second half.
Yeah, I want to see their intensity on the mark, I think, kick up a little bit. It's tough because they've been throwing some arounds with the backhand, but then they've also been throwing the inside. So, you know, if you take one away, then they might just go to the other. But I think you need to try and mix it up a little bit, force their hand at least.
Brash Clap, catch, pull, finding Young. Now it's Landry. Couturier.
Zone look here, so dinner at 4 mixing it up.
Gauthier, I think she realized she was out of bounds calling for the disc in the zone look there. I thought she was a player on the sideline at first.
Yeah, I was looking at the observer cones, I think. It's happened a couple times this game so far.
Landry to a very open LaBreche. Thought there might have been a pick call, but none is called. LaBreche throwing the assist there.
Yeah, and I don't mind the zone look from dinner at 4, if I'm being honest. Like I said, just try and mix it up a little bit. And that time, instead of mixing it up in the match defense, they went to a different zone look. I don't mind it. It was just a bit too easy for them. Even with Gauthier standing out of bounds, they were still able to find their way around.
Annie Christie credited with the goal. Podmore is still out there. We saw that he was getting a little bit gassed, but he's going back out on the field.
Yeah, still out there. No Blackstock. We've seen Blackstock
yes,
play 1 point this second half.
I wonder if they're resting him for potential other matchups. We know semis and finals is tomorrow, so this is the last game of the day for both of these sides.
Yeah, you never know. But you're right, last game of the day. For these teams, of course, we still have another showcase game coming up after this in the women's division, but for the mixed division quarterfinals, this is the final session. As women matching point here.
Grabbed by Fish. Now it's Lusty. Had the big hammer earlier for the last dinner at 4 score. He's looking for a bendy flick for Douglas. Wonder where that went out of bounds. He did have Bryce Zimney in the reset space, electing to go with the deep shot. Zimney usually going right to left on your screen, but he's crossed over to this left to right line. Same thing with Wireback. So line starting to mix up. Joe Rietzma also on this point. So perhaps sensing the gravity of where they are in the game, the importance. Maybe some of these players might play a few more points in a row. Podmore. Michael's easy slash cut, gets it. Andy Lee now. Finds Sam Lee. No continue as she surveys under the mark of Fish. Now it's Ambry under the pressure of Wireback. He's up there. And too far from Michaels to Lee. So second chance here for offense for Durham.
Yeah, disc just wobbling a little bit in the air, took it away.
Zimney throw not going to work out to Wireback, but there is a foul called in the handler space with Douglas on Actil. Excuse me, McHugh.
This is going to be interesting. Yeah, so foul came in after the throw, I believe, is the conversation. So won't result in any sort of disc going back. It'll stay with Cranky or the turnover. There was a bit of contact, McHugh onto Douglas when Douglas was trying to go up line. I did notice that. I was interested to see if a foul would get called, but it was too late.
Podmore's throw, perhaps a fatigue setting in for him. Douglas. Jones coming out there. Now it's finally Lusty providing a safety valve. He has Wireback going deep. He's going to look for him. Wireback initially stopped. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Hat flies off. But he puts on the burners.
Yeah, we talked about, in the first half, trying to get dinner at 4 into those power position moments. That wasn't even power position. That was just standstill huck from Lusty into the end zone. A beautiful put. Even had, Wireback had time to cut back, stop, and then go. And still right into the platter.
He definitely stopped and then kept going once more, and that's how you know that was a good throw. So this offensive line has had some time to rest. They got their first clean hold of the half, the last point. They had a hold to make it 9-3. That was filled with a turnover each. So we'll see how their line responds. They have been tested a little bit, but Dinner at 4 is yet to notch a break in this game.
Yeah, Podmore gets that much needed rest, it looks like.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy, but this is still a long term. It's a 3-dayer, so more action to come tomorrow. And I think he's really feeling it over there on the sideline, Nate. Lebreche finding Young. Young couple fakes, dealing with the poacher McCaughey. Back to Lebreche. Said Lebreche finding Couturier. Now it's back to Young. Martins Kirkwood going deep. Can Loss get there? It bounces off his hands into Too Good. It's not in just yet. Little pinball action. Couturier. Gauthier coming right out of the stack. Wants the disc and will get it.
That's just unfortunate. It's up line, it's over the hands and off the hands, and then right into the next cutter up and Too Good.
This Dinner at 4 team, 10th in 2025, 5th in 2024. And like we mentioned, missing some of their big-time scores like LP Blouin, who had 26 assists, and 6 goals at Worlds in the Grandmasters mixed division with Taurus OLD. That's someone they're certainly missing. He's playing on payday this season. Bill Westlake, another player. Chrissy Baxter, some leadership not here. And, you know, it allows other people to step up, and they've had to, but certainly some of those losses really affecting what's going on right now.
Absolutely. I mean, LP Blouin, like you mentioned, he's been a staple in
that
the
scene,
ultimate
yeah.
scene forever, in you know, across divisions, and him not being here, you know, as long in addition, you know, Chrissy Baxter, like you mentioned, Stacy Blouin, Bill Westlake, you know, people like that can really just provide some depth to your team. But you're right, we've seen, you know, some people step up in this game. You know, Lusty has been a guy in the second half who I think has had a fantastic second half. You know, Loss has had a fantastic second half. You know, so Rietsma has had a good game all around. So, love to see it.
Elliott, as Dowling Smelt going deep, challenged by Blackstock. And Rietsma will get there. That's Joe Rietsma. Now Darren Gray. Rietsma with the right hand. Big play from number 84.
Yeah, we said want to see the disc in her hands
Yep.
a little bit more. I mean, I don't think the way we expected with that long ball going up and missing the intended targets in Dowling Smout, but found its way back to Rietsma in the end zone where she loves to live.
This Dinner at 4 team went 1-1 in pool play, and they had to bounce back today with wins over Rewind handedly, 15-3, and then King Bear, 15-10, putting themselves at the top of that power pool there, get themselves in this quarterfinal spot. Do they have some more magic left in them as they're currently doubled up here? Time not coming on the side.
Absolutely, but nice to, you know, make a big play like that close to the end of this game. It's 3 goals now for Joe Rietsma in this game, so half of the team's goals, Theo, coming through the hands of number 84.
Standard O-line set here for Cranky. A team we mentioned that played a few tournaments coming in. Got once a week practices, so they're tuning up for the season. Certainly they feel like they haven't reached their full potential yet. Really showing some of their muscle right now up with the scoreline the way it is. Young. Couturier just chewing yards on Lusty right now. Great matchup. He's going to go with the break backhand to Martins Kirkwood, and that is smooth offense. Smooth offense. I'll say it again. Wow.
I mean, that just shows the class of Couturier there. Like you mentioned, 13 assists coming into the game today. And he's back on the score sheet, and just, it's a clean break side backhand. You know, we talked to, Pascal Michaud, coach of Cranky, before the game, and talked about, his expectations coming into the tournament. And of course, they dropped their game against Big Cat earlier in the tournament, and we asked him, what the messaging was to the team after dropping that contest, and he said, honestly, it was just a 1v1 crossover, so they were trying not to be too hard on themselves coming out of that loss and just move on. These are the games that matter now, the quarterfinals and beyond, so trying to just right the ship there with his team. And this is the toughest competition at this tournament. This is the toughest competition they're facing all year so far. So they've played some tournaments, but really not the caliber that they're seeing at this one. So it's about peaking when you're up against the best competition. That's what they're here to try and do.
Trying to peak at the right time, certainly, and it's looking like that so far. 7-goal advantage for this Ottawa side, and ever since it was 10-3 when they got a hold in the break, it's been trading of holds, 6 total, 3 apiece. So Dinner for holding in the second half. It's just they dug themselves into a very bad hole down 8-3 to start.
Yeah, it's tough to come out of that, but if you're this team, you walk away saying, looking at that second half and saying, what are the good things that we did, and what are the things that we can take into the next games. And still, some more ultimate left to play here in this one.
Sam Lee been all over the place. Gets the right hand. Podmore. He is not coming off on defense right now, Nate. He's playing. And I think he called a timeout, it looks like. And because all the players have gone to their huddle. So a timeout's going to mean one for ourselves as well. We'll be right back. Podmore did, in fact, call the timeout, Nate. We're confirming that as he's picking up now. Cranky up 13-6, mixed quarterfinal action. Of course, a spot in the semifinal on the line. Weeb is there. Doorstep. Needs a reset. Finding Podmore. Now in the hands of Wallace. Big backhand fake to try to move the mark of Robitaille. Podmore on a jam. Great pressure from Wireback. He couldn't get there, and Ambery will throw what I thought would be the assist. But it's going to be another chance for Dinner at 4.
I mean, the observer was about to make the signal.
They were.
That it was a goal.
That was as sure as you can get there. Dinner at 4 happy with that because they're back on offense. Elliott. Jones.
Needs an outlet now.
That throw just spiked into the ground. Now it's Wallace. Weeb bouncing the ball over to the flick side to Podmore. Podmore trying to go up the line, but Elliott says, I'm going to deny it.
Great D from Elliott. Just jumps in front on the inside. That's actually a really tough D to make. Starting on the outside shoulder and then just cutting under.
Putting the straps on right there is Elliott. Up the line for Hoffing. Lots of space. Tried to make the layout. Good effort from him.
Just slightly too far out in front.
Wallace has faked those backhands a lot and hasn't thrown them. So if I'm the mark, I might not bite on them anymore until she shows she can do it. Lee at the opposing brick mark. Flick out to Ambry. Ambry and the redemption for Alex McHugh. Had the drop earlier. We'll get it this time from Ambry.
Yeah, really nice work. Podmore, nice inside shot. That led to the catch by Lee. They're running the jam cuts really well. That's something I've really noticed these last, couple points. They're running the jam and then it's allowing so much space on the break side.
That jam cat has been deadly. Hard to stop too. It's something that I feel coaches continue to teach these young players is the jam cut. It's really hard to stop.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're being honest, like Robitaille is doing a decent job on the mark, really shifting herself and trying to jump into that lane, but sometimes it's just a little bit late. And what it actually does is it almost ends up setting a mini pick on her own teammate, but it's not an infraction. You can't really call that in that situation. So
some issues with the ratio right now, it looks like. Cranky has 4 male matching players on. Dinner at 4 has 4 female matching players on, so there is a mismatch right now. So it looks like it was Cranky's on Cranky's side of things.
Yep.
Heather Wallace saying, I'll go on, hey, and she's going to get to pull.
Yeah, back-to-back points for Wallace there. Not shy to jump on the field. Now we'll get the defense set up as the pull countdown has begun. Wallace on the pull has 1 goal in this contest.
This ball takes a friendly roll for Dinner at 4 until Chari stops it from rolling more towards his team's own end zone. McCaughey keeps it going. Now it's Fagan. Fagan looking for Gray. Can he get the toes in? It's going to be ruled a good goal. Waiting for the observer signal. A little bit delayed, but it's going to be counted as a goal, the 7th of the game for Dinner at 4.
Yeah, great toes at the back line. It's a little bit tricky because there's actually a white line right after the actual back line of the end zone. So if you're a player on the run, it's a little bit tricky. You have to know it's the close line, not the far line. There's some cloud cover coming in now. The sun was beating down in the morning, Theo. It was wicked hot, but now some clouds up above. Hopefully no rain, but some nice respite from the sun for now.
Is this it? That's what Cranky fans in the audience are asking themselves. Dinner at 4 hoping that's not the case.
And right now, it looks like the winner of this game is going to be playing against FY, who's currently up 14-5, 1 point from the victory. The other quarterfinals have settled up. It is Big Cat coming away with the win 15-10 against Row Hippos, and Golden Age taking their contest 15-7 against Flamont Rose. So Big Cat and Golden Age, the matchup in the semi. That's a big, big matchup. Theo, we were talking about this one earlier in the day.
Back in for offense here. Annie Christie looking into the end zone. And too far.
A bit deep, high and deep.
Hoffing to pick up now. This could be dangerous. It was Callahan country there, Nate.
Yeah, it was like almost a bit of a zipper there where 1 and 2 split opposite sides and 3 came under, but defense too tight there from Landry.
This might not count because there's a pick call. Let's see. I don't know if the pick actually affected.
Yeah, it was called very, very early.
Labrecha Couturier, and that is going to be ruled a good goal by the observer. 15-7. Cranky takes it, heading off to the semifinals, doing so in what I'm going to say is dominant fashion here. Big win for Ottawa, a good fight from Durham, but Cranky too much on this day as they go together to high five and settle things down. Nate, we did this last game. We were on together. We'll do it again. Player of the game, I'm going to let you pick the winning team. Cranky, who do you got?
Cranky, I mean, really fantastic game all around from the team. I think a couple notable players. One who didn't play a ton in the second half, but really, really dominated and set the standard for that first half, and that was Blackstock.
Okay, Lance Blackstock, player of the game from Nate. And for me, let's see if you can guess who I'm going to pick, but I'm going to say it, and then you're going to pick a player in your mind, okay? So I'm going to pick Joe Rietsma.
Ooh, yeah, good pick. I really loved the way Lusty played in that second half, but Rietsma, from a whole game, all 15 to 7 points, she had a fantastic one.
Yeah, that's going to wrap it up. Any final thoughts, Nate, before we put this broadcast to bed here?
I mean, Cranky looking really, really strong and confirmed it is FY Ultimate going into the next round of semis. So big matchup there. I think I haven't taken a keen look at FY play this tournament yet, but Cranky looks really, really strong. And they're at 4. I mean, commiserations to them. This is a team that, you know, sort of just picks up and goes, and they made it to a quarterfinal. So nothing to be sad about.
That's going to wrap up this broadcast. We got women's quarterfinal coming at you. Vintage and Fine Print going to go at it. Fine Print a top seed, falling to 3rd in their pool. Will they be able to make it to the semifinals? You're going to find out in the next stream. We'll see you then.